Pennsylvania now consistently leads the U.S. in number of Lyme disease cases, making prevention more important than ever. Learn how to protect yourself and your pets as we sit down with Scott Kroll, a certified nurse practitioner with the Laurel Health Centers, to discuss how Lyme disease is spread and the simple steps we can take to prevent tick bites. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you.
Scott, what is Lyme disease?
Well, Lyme disease itself is actually a bacteria. And what a lot of us will do is we associate it with ticks, but it's actually the ticks carry the bacteria, but it's not from the ticks themselves.
Then the tick is the little critter that is actually spreading the disease.
That's right. The ticks are just the host. And then when they attach to us, and that's how they transmit it. And you know, there's other ways that can be transmitted. It's usually ticks in the U.S. and they found over in Europe as well. That's the main source. So what we found is ticks, you know, they have to live on another source, and it's usually a blood source. So they'll attach to little vermins or they'll attach to deer. Especially in our area, it ends up being deer, it seems like. So before you go out into the woods, and a lot of people are active in the area, there's a good preventative. It's permethrin spray. A lot of people almost want to use it like bug spray, but you need to spray it on your clothes while it's off of you, and then you hang it to dry. And then actually those clothes will protect you a few washings before you have to spray it again. But when you're out in the woods, you want to stay on the clear paths, tall grass, a lot of covered area with leaves. Those are the areas where ticks love to hide out at.
So if we find a tick, like we get home, let's say we go hiking or biking or whatever we're doing, and we get home and we find a tick, what should we do?
Yeah, if the tick is crawling on you, obviously you want to pick it off and either throw it away or take it outside. If it's attached to you and you believe it's been less than 24 hours, the best way is you want to either get tweezers and kind of pinch lower by the head and then pull straight out, or the big box stores, and actually what we use in the office here is a tick puller. It's a fabulous device, and you pretty much, the tick will get connected with it and you twist and you pull straight up. It's a beautiful device. But you want to get it out as soon as possible. If you're not comfortable taking them out on your own, you should come into the office so one of the providers can take it out for you.
Yes. The 3 times I had ticks that were, they were going to be a part of me for a little while. It was before 24 hours, okay? So I went and had a professional in the healthcare industry take them off because I felt like I didn't feel confident. Once they were buried, I didn't feel confident to get them off. So is that when we should go to the family provider? If we don't feel confident, or we feel like it's, you know, a little more embedded than it should be, or it's before 24 hours, that's when we should come to our family provider.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even if it's after the 24 hours, but if you don't feel comfortable removing it at all, absolutely come to your provider. We want to take it out as early as possible. It's been shown that if it's under actually 3 days, 72 hours, that the ticks don't transmit Lyme. So that's why we want to take it out as quick as possible. And if it is in there longer, then right away come to the physician or your provider so we can take it out and then give you antibiotics.
After we go camping or whatever we're doing outside, do you recommend showering when we get home or checking when we get home? Because the sooner we find it, the better for our diagnosis, right?
Absolutely. Yes. What you want to do, the safest thing to do is when you get home, take your clothes off and then put them in the dryer. Don't wash them first. You want to put them in the dryer at least 15 minutes on high. If you want to do longer, absolutely. It's the heat that will actually kill the ticks if they're embedded somewhere in the clothing that you don't know about. That's the best way. And then you can just then wash them. If you rather wash them right away, wash them in hot water, not cold, because cold or lukewarm water will not kill them. And then, yes, you should proceed to shower. The biggest areas, you want to look behind the knees, the hair, have someone else look in the hair, behind the ears, kind of the joints where they would crawl on you, stop, and then burrow.
So when we're with our animals too, right? if we have a dog with us that loves hiking and going out with us when we're outside, how do we check them when we get back?
Yeah, you want to check them. Best way to prevent it is talk to the veterinarian and getting some preventative for animals as well. They do have those because they are, what I see in the office a lot is patients will get them ticks on their back because they don't check their animals, and when they cuddle up next to them at night, they'll go from the animal to the patient. So you want to be cautious of that. Make sure you go between the hairs, see if any are crawling. But tick preventative through the veterinarian is the best option for that.
Scott, many of us prefer to use a healthier product when we're trying to protect ourselves from ticks and insects in general. Do you have one that you would recommend for us to use?
Absolutely. You know, that some people are they don't like permethrin because it can be a little bit, of a harder chemical, but they do offer organic forms. There is a cedar oil that you can use. Also, there's a lemon eucalyptus oil. They sell that. A lot of the big box stores will sell that. It's called OLE. You can get that up, and it's more of a natural, and it works. That's actually what my family and I use.
Yeah, well, thank you for recommending that, Scott, because I've never heard of that. The lemon, I had never heard of that. So it's another product for me to put in my closet to use with my family as well. Well, thank you so much for this information, and we pray less people will come down with Lyme disease for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have questions about Lyme, its symptoms, or just need help with tick removal, call your family provider today. To make an appointment with Scott Kroll, call 570-724-1010. For more information on Lyme disease, visit laurelhc.org. Thanks for watching the Homepage Network.
The Mansfield Laurel Health Center is now accepting patients in the state-of-the-art Susquehanna Health Medical Plaza at Mansfield. In the same facility, Susquehanna Health is offering physical and aquatic therapy, imaging, laboratory, cardiology, and sports medicine services. For more than 40 years, our 6 Laurel Health Centers have provided high-quality, compassionate care to the residents of Tioga County, offering family-based primary care services, obstetrics, pediatrics, preventive screenings, and diabetes education, as well as outpatient counseling and therapy services. Our passion is to provide comprehensive health care to all who need it with dignity and respect.